It is the season of Advent. Advent is the beginning of the Christian calendar and introduces us to the season of light. We can easily forget that Jesus came to a disenfranchised people, a politically powerless people who had known little but exile and occupation actually for generations. Far from being a season of just glitz and warm fuzzies, Advent reminds us that Christ came into darkness and brought light with him. Biblical text in John 1 speaks of light coming into the darkness. The prophet Isaiah prophesied this of the Messiah, of Jesus Christ, that light has come to darkness. People that have been in darkness have now seen light. Paul, one of the earliest architects of Christian theology and thought, says about this journey of faith that we're on as we surrender our lives to Jesus, that we have moved from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light, that we are now light bearers. Biblical text speaks of us in Philippians as well as shining like stars against the dark palette of everything else. Far from being a season just of glitz and warm fuzzies, it reminds us that there is darkness, but that the light has come, and that we are the light of the world as we follow Jesus. Jesus came to a powerless people group. He established an unending kingdom. The Son of Holy Trinity was born among outsiders. In this season, now known for rampant consumerism and one-upmanship, Advent is part of the solution, where we slow down. We cultivate an attitude and a life of patience and of waiting for the light to shine in the midst of the darkness. It's a season of preparation so that when Christ is revealed, we'll recognize him and receive him as he comes to us. The theme of this first installment of Advent that we celebrate together is that of hope. Matthew 12:18 says this, "Here is my servant whom I've chosen, the one I love, in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations." The text continues, "He will not quarrel or cry out. No one will hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out, till he has brought justice through to victory. In his name, the nations will put their hope." Hope. We cannot lose. The meek will inherit the earth. Our hope is in Jesus and his kingdom. Our Advent is not only behind us, it is before us. Come and coming. Jesus walks with us. Jesus leads us on. And even death does not have the final say. Jesus, hope in Jesus, has the final say. And this hope puts our soul at ease, at rest, liberating us from fear, liberating us from grasping and greed and vice, liberating us from sectarianism, racism, elitism, nationalism, from the demonizing of the other, liberating us from the suffocating hold of pride and certainty, and hope allowing us to breathe the free air of faith, of mystery, and of trust. Isaiah 7:14 tells us that Jesus will be called Emmanuel, God with us. He incarnated for real, Emmanuel, in the womb of a virgin. Prophecy not only revealed, but fleshed out. Hope in the flesh. Emmanuel emerging from the fog of legends and myths, from those in paganism, right through to Egyptian beliefs and Roman mysticism, reaching and reaching for a deliverer, foreseen by the Israeli prophets, reaching through for a Messiah. All throughout history, humanity reaching for hope, deliverance, redemption, a deliverer. And it's Jesus, this humble, righteous King, advocating for the oppressed, liberating the captives, speaking truth to the powers, both demonic and natural, proclaiming his kingdom come and coming. Prophet, priest, king. He ever lives, risen to make intercession before the Father until we see him face to face. Hebrews 6:19-20 says this, we have this hope. Jesus as our advocate, as our intercessor. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. It enters the sanctuary beyond the veil, where our forerunner Jesus has entered on our behalf. He has become a high priest forever. A hope that anchors us to something beyond, bigger than ourselves, beyond the temporal, anchored deep into the very eternal presence and purposes of God, beyond the veil. A thin place, a liminal space. And Emmanuel has gone before. Emmanuel journeys with us now. Emmanuel, God with us, our humble King,